Terror speech, terrorism, terror, fear. Terror is not freedom. How can free speech exist if the words you speak are full of fear, are within your point of feeling fear? Is that freedom? Sounds like fear speech. So, what's going on with all the media today? I mean, really just look at the point. Isn't the whole point of media to create some sort of fear? Whether it's some crime, some tragedy, some horror, the fast pace of the music, and all of the media is portraying that point. All this fear point, And as long as we live within fear, how can we really be free? And if our starting point of freed speech, freedom to speak, use your words, is fear, if that's all you have, if that's all you speak, if that's all you use to justify actions such as violence and war, revenge, murder, that's not freedom, that's enslavement. And the only thing that's speaking out of your mouth is fear. You can see it in the eyes of the people, in the words. And if they were just to take a moment, just a moment, to stop and look inside themselves, breathe, get back in touch with their body, they can be aware of their fear, of how their body is entering into fear. Their actual physical body becomes fear. And as long as that point exists, there's going to be wars. There's going to be violence. Because that's the root, the starting point is ourselves. And especially that fear, I mean, this one thing interesting about fear, it possesses you, it controls you, you don't have control. And what I noticed about me in my life growing up as a student who was a straight A student in high school, I was motivated not by joy, not by happiness, not by, anything else like that. I was motivated by fear. And that's all I really had. And that's what I used. I used the fear of getting a bad grade, of not doing well, to motivate me. And that's how I grew up. That's the society we have. That's the winners we have. That's the situation we're in. And with ironic, the thing that's missed is that if you were to live without that, if you were to be able to be so self-motivated and live that point of yourself, then you would achieve so much more, as I've shown myself. And the fear only holds you back. And it's an intense process, to be honest, to go through your fear. There's layers involved, layers of fear, different fears that come together and form your fears. So I mean, that involves investigation. And that's something that the Destiny process, the Destiny group has been walking. And their courses show and walk you through in clarity and specificity. The tools are there. I've shown it to myself, others have shown it to themselves for many years now. And we can't have freedom of speech. You can't have free speech as long as you're in fear. Freedom of speech doesn't exist as long as you're in fear. As long as you allow fear to possess you, as long as you become the actual terror, the terrorist, the terrorism that is yourself. Each one has to do a long process to investigate themselves and correct themselves. Because it was a long process to get where we are today, to escalate to things that they are today, the consequences we face, the wars, the violence. After so many years, generations of humans repeating the same things, the same battles over and over again. When are we finally gonna stop and look at ourselves and take responsibility? If you hear what I'm saying, if you understand the message, if you have that, investigate. Look at the Destiny website, look at what we're doing, investigate yourself, and learn. And finally, change. Let's put an end to this cycle of war and self-created terror